fitness industry, what do you think are some of the biggest problems?
So that was really flipping difficult, Matt. Let me just not bound around that. But
When I go back, it always works. Why are you telling me it don't work?
because when you're in Slimmer World and you fold over, it says you were in here what?
Calorie deficit. Hey!
Why should you be negative? That's what I think.
You're a very positive guy.
And the worst thing happened, right? Get this.
You're leaving yourself open for real mental health problems afterwards because...
Hang on. Can you imagine that?
I might look like it's all smiles and everything, but I'm not always being like that, do you know what I mean?
Your
Because
kids
they're
are so...
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
well, it's
Thank
not.
you.
It is
I
though,
love
isn't
my
it?
boys.
Yeah.
You got to say at least 3 times.
That's a capital M for Mike, P for Papa, Fit Burstle.
Where does the mask come from?
It'll come in later.
Okay.
Just chill.
Will there be
Listen,
a
I don't know
warning?
what his mask
Listen,
is.
if you're listening right now, go pour yourself another drink. We're here for
We've
a
got
while.
another 3 hours.
Welcome to the Rich in Success podcast, the podcast that aims to define exactly what success means to you and gives you the tools to achieve this in your daily life. Hosted by action-taking mindset coach, world record holder, and successful entrepreneur Matt Hall. Each week, this show brings you motivation, education, and inspiration on how you can live a happier, more fulfilled, and more successful life. Are you ready to take your life to the next level? If so, this is the podcast for you. Now, let today's lessons begin.
And just before we dive straight into today's Rich in Success podcast episode, I wanted to share with you what becoming a Rich in Success member could actually do for your life. Now, if you're somebody that is at a point where you're serious about positive change, whether that be in your health, your well-being, your mindset, your business, your career, your finances, or your relationships, the Rich in Success membership is perfect for you. For just £39 a month, you get access to over 40 training videos where I'll be taking you through everything from goal setting, we'll be looking at high performance habits, we'll be looking at different changes you can make to your mindset and your attitude that are gonna be able to propel you to have more success in every single area of your life. And in addition to these training videos, every month, you will get a live group coaching call with me where you can ask me any questions about the content or about things that you're going through in your life so that I can help you personally as your coach. And as well as that, there will be exclusive bonus interviews with experts in a variety of fields. I'm bringing together the best minds, the best experts from all around the world to give you access to the very best content to help you move forward in your life. All this for just £39 a month, reoccurring subscription that you can cancel at any time. To become a Rich in Success member today, please click the link below or head on over to richinsuccess.com where you can sign up there, and I will look forward to seeing you in the exclusive members area very soon. Joe Gartland,
Matt Hall official.
Liam Armitage.
Matt Hall official.
I've asked them. That's how we have to start. Just to plug me. The boys are in the house. There's a lot of testosterone. There's a lot of high ego shit going on. For the tallest member in the room, Joel had to get his chair the highest.
Listen, right.
Have you got
Liam,
a height
I'm
problem?
6 foot.
Liam's got my back, and he said to me, "Your seat is on the floor, mate." So I had to put my back up. You can't put me in.
And then
the
Liam
leg
wanted
outfit.
his up. Are you
I'd put mine a
comfortable?
bit more.
Are you comfortable now? Can we address for YouTube what the fuck are you wearing, Joel?
Well, this. Well, we had a bit of time spare before Liam arrived because we were doing his class,
Yeah.
which was very good tonight. 22 yard.
Obviously.
22 members in the cast. Can we hear a whoop whoop for
Mike.
Liam? Go on, son. Go on.
So yeah, and I'm hanging around, and this office that you've got is quite interesting. There's drums. There's a whole wall full of dancing. So I just got lost in your costume cupboard.
Well, I
the shoulders on this.
I forget this,
I might take
right?
off in a bit.
So Joel is a PT. How long have you been PTing for?
Since Liam were 3.
Literally, was it?
Yeah.
Liam, how old are you?
20.
You're I always think he's 22.
Yep.
You're very mature for your age. So you've been doing it since Liam were 3.
A long time. So that's why it's nice to have us both on.
But I didn't realise our history goes beyond PT work. You did a bit of performing as a kid.
Yeah. When I was younger, I did Stage 84, performing arts and drama. So yeah, when I was about maybe 12 to I think 15, I stopped going. Brilliant, loved it. All day.
And
rehearsals.
tonight, you're reliving that, right?
Reliving that with the whole outfits.
So if people are just listening on audio, is got what would you call it? Like
Has anyone ever seen Michael Jackson Dangerous? That's the look I'm going for.
Shout more motherfuckers there, right? That's what we've got amongst us. So, my plan's fucked. Can we just give a shout out to Cameron, who fucked us all off tonight? He got better plans. Definitely got a date. So,
My man Cam. Couldn't be here tonight, but we'll represent him.
Big player.
tonight we just wanted it's an evening thing. It's a chill chat. Two exceptionally professional, fantastic personal trainers.
Thank you.
I went on about you two. I'm on about the two
Thank
that
you
didn't
very
make it. And there's a lot of value to be had. However, I just wanted a bit more of a chill vibe. I'm just trying something a little different where we can just chat real. Yeah. And I thought, look, personal trainers are always banging on about the calories, the macros, the healthy lifestyle. However, you are still real people. You still get to live a life. And I think it's important to show the balance. So when Liam and I was training the other day, I was like, why don't we all get an alcoholic beverage that sums up, well, it's that we would drink, but it's our personality. How many fags have you been smoking?
He sounds really bad, doesn't he? His voice.
It's basically, like I spoke to him yesterday, he's like, "Hiya, Matt, you alright?" Comes in today, basically, it's a drink that's your personality. Are you alright? Are you actually well enough to be here?
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm just overdosed on Calpol.
You sounded alright earlier before your class, but
Do
I
you
think
know
it's just
that?
kicked in after shouting.
Do you know that Calpol you stopped taking at 7? Like that's what you have as a
Don't
child.
say that to him. He's still on his colouring book.
So anyway, I digress. But we had this fun idea that we'll all have a drink, and we had this comedy sketch planned where
Is that what's under the desk, Matthew?
it's exactly what's under the desk, right? So we was gonna go WKD for our little one, Liam,
Alka-Pops.
and so we've got an Alka-Pop. And do you remember when there used to be the old version of that? Like that bottle to me is alien. I've never seen them look like
I'll
that.
be honest. When I came in here, I did spot these outside, and I thought, I remember him telling me about this idea about alcohol for Liam, and I thought you'd gone to like Aldi and got like the Aldi version of Wicked.
No, this is it.
Is this the new one? It used to be like a proper long neck bottle, like a bottle of beer, didn't it?
It's a totally different design, new marketing thing they've done, and I'm like, they look like a cheap version. Liam, you don't know any different, do you?
It looks like a stubby.
I'm on vodka Coke Zero.
Obviously.
No motherfucking calories. The joke for you was we've got you sparkling water, because we know you're the real health man.
Sparkling water. All right. Do you know what you have to do with sparkling
But
water?
it don't work now. Cam's not here. There's no. I think so. Don't worry. I got you. How's that?
Oh, now we're talking.
Can't go wrong.
Special Sunset Edition.
We've got Bombay Sapphire. Yeah, it's
Bombay
yours, mate.
Sapphire.
But this is it, innit? Genuinely though, like, if you have a few pints of beer, a few glasses of wine compared to this, calorie-wise, like, you're having a whole different night out. And this is what a lot of people don't realise. Like, as daft as it sounds, as much as we sort of taking the piss, the choice of drink
It does.
makes a big difference. If you're going to have 10 drinks on a night out...
That's why Cameron has the skinny lager. Cameron, who's not here tonight, I don't know if we've mentioned that.
Yeah, motherfucker.
The skinny lager option, which is actually very low in calories, but you still get that beer taste. Like, I'll be fair, I like a Moretti if I'm going to drink. That's only because the people I've been living with the last couple of years. But Coors Light is a better option. Anyway, should we start talking fitness?
I think this
gone
is
way
your
off plan here.
actual area of expertise.
Cheers,
The amount
guys.
that you're
Cheers.
telling us. Cheers, boys. Welcome to Rich in Success. Let's all get pissed. But like for just to give a bit of context for this, like I believe life is very seasonal, and I'm at a point now where after coming out of such extremes, I think it's important to restore balance. So like, what was it like? It was like 18 weeks I didn't have a drink of alcohol.
You spoke to me about how you did your prep, and obviously those of you that don't know, I did about 10 shows. So I cut for bodybuilding shows a lot, so I can totally respect and I can understand where you came from doing that. But the way you did it was a lot different to the way I did it, because you'd come from a background which was completely non-related to the fitness.
Absolutely.
So it was very, 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 very extreme for you to do that. And you achieved a massive, massive goal for yourself.
Yep.
And the physique that you attained and you looked... and the way you carried yourself on stage, which is a big thing. You've not done bodybuilding, Liam, have you? But the way you hold your physique on stage and keep smiling is very hard. And you get some people, I've obviously competed a lot, been to a lot of shows. You see some people get up there and they've dieted for so long. They've got the tan on, they've got the shorts or the trunks on. Then they're up there under the lights and they cannot pose for shit. And then
all goes.
Yeah, and I feel bad for them because they've gone through all the hard work.
Mentally, can they not pause or...
Well, it's something that it's the pressure. You're under the hot lights. You stood next to a lot of other fantastic looking physiques. It's a very subjective competition, which makes a lot of people. We've had a long conversation about this, haven't we, Matt? It's not healthy for a lot of people. It's not. I only did it personally because I'd stopped fighting.
Yeah.
So I wanted to prolong my career in fitness, and I'd achieved all I wanted to achieve in K1 kickboxing. And so I thought, well, I like staying fit. I've always been, whenever I fought, I was always in the best shape. So I thought, well, physique bodybuilding works perfectly for me. 10 shows was great 'cause I wanted to win. That was my mentality. I was winning shows. That was it. I would never do a show just to make up the numbers. I would never do a show. I would never recommend anybody do a show
110%.
unless they had a reason to do it. It's very, very lonely life, bodybuilding.
What's your, obviously you did really well, and you did it for, was it 5 years that you were consistently?
So 2013, I did Mr. Harrogate, which was the first one. And the last one I did was 2017.
How long were you into fitness or training?
You need to put that mic up a bit higher, especially with that funny voice you've got going on there.
What do you say, Liam?
How long were you into fitness though before you got into your first show?
Well, I've been a PT since 2005 at that point, so plenty of time.
Since you were 7.
Three.
2 years ago. So, honestly, what's your overall opinion of it now? Because I've got a very different opinion having done it than I did before.
So when you look at a bodybuilding show and you see the physiques, you think, wow, that's the pinnacle of human perfection and health. It's very much the opposite when they're up there.
Yes.
And the problem with it is, people will agree, they'll disagree. It's a great thing about doing this podcast. People wouldn't enter these shows or do these shows, a lot of them these days, if it wasn't for social media and wanting to get likes on posts. That's a lot of reasons why people do it.
Yep.
I did it because I thought I knew I'd do well at it because it fits what I did and I was competitive. I was going to win and I did win. But some people see those pictures, girls are really bad for it. And they go up there and they kill themselves. They put drugs into the systems. They end up getting the periods messed around with because of how they put the system through it.
It's the opposite of health.
Yeah, it is. And also, you've got to ask them why they're doing it. Some people, although, don't let me forget, there's a lot of people that I know that girls and boys have done very well out of it and they've succeeded. And they've worked well. And the benefits they've done. Just use Jo as an example. So Jo didn't do a bodybuilding show, Jo from Armitage. Yeah, and she did a USN body makeover challenge. And her diet was even more severe than mine. And I guess it's because of age, background, what you've done, all comes into it.
Comes back from background.
And she, oh my God, she was drinking broccoli water, mate. Broccoli water. I never drank broccoli water.
But it becomes a point.
Sorry, I just got to my point.
As a parent.
I'll go back. Just what I was getting at was they did all that. And she openly said to you the other day, she wouldn't do another one. But what you gain from doing that in a business like ours, she'll pass on to her clients because she knows what the body feels like when it's got X amount of calories in it, when it's got from fats, from proteins, from other things. So it's a personal achievement for her, but also it passes on well to the business, which is what I've done myself. But somebody who's going in there just for likes and posts, you can end up getting yourself into a real bad mess when it comes to the dark channels that, as you know, people go down in that industry, in the shows, in bodybuilding, and in doing things like that they can't come back from, especially with their own complexes mentally.
You're leaving yourself open for real mental health problems afterwards because
bang on.
You get yourself on stage, you spend all this time for a certain look for a minute, a few minutes on stage. How do you sustain that look all year round? You can't without killing yourself.
To be judged by people.
You've no social life. And even when you get to stage, you still think, I could have done that better. That doesn't look right. You're at your kind of pinnacle and it's still not good enough. So, and the work you've put in to get there isn't sustainable. So where do you go mentally after that and be happy with yourself?
It can break people and then form. They can end up leaving shows. I mean, one time I saw a girl get on stage in Leeds, right? And I was watching the show before I got onto my category. And there was a girl, bless her, and she was in all right shape, don't get me wrong. But when you're going into a full-on bodybuilding show where you've got people that are ripped to bits, who have been training and do that, she looked really out of place. And she looked in her face that she didn't want to be there. Yeah. And the worst thing happened, right? Get this. So imagine there are about 15 girls on stage, and you look at this girl, and she's smooth, she's not ripped to bits. She's not at the level of everybody else. If I was her coach, if I was somebody around, I would have said to her, you're about 10 weeks away from this competition. Okay. You need to go back and work on this and then come back and give her a hand. She went on stage, right, with them all. And then, as you know, they go off and you call back your top 6. She made the top 6. They told her to go off because they got the number wrong. Can you imagine that? Yeah. So they called on, say, number 75. So she goes on stage and she looked like whatever. And look, everybody clapped. They told her to go off stage. Yeah.
Cruel bastards.
Oh, mate, I was in bits for her. And I just thought, that's
work as well.
Yeah, well, I mean,
for her, that would be good. If not better than for herself. Do you know what I mean?
No, Liam, she got told to go off because she didn't look right.
No, for her.
Liam, have another WKD, man.
Sorry.
She'd have got pushed. She'd have got pushed up. Like, she'll be better in herself. She'll think, oh, I've actually made it. She gets there, confidence through the roof, and from the confidence through the roof, just
To be shattered. Yeah, I see what you're saying. That's exactly, and I saw it on her face, and I felt terrible for her because she clearly was not managed correctly. She was not told by people what kind of show it was. I mean, it was a big organisation that I was doing at the time. It was really big, and going back to mental health issues and stuff on that, you can leave yourself open to it. I would rather people just get in shape for their own reasons without having to feel like they're going to go parade around in front of a lot of judges who it is very subjective. Yes, I won a couple of times. I placed lots of times as well. But to just go up there and be judged by 5 strangers.
And an audience all judging you.
Oh,
for how you look.
But then
How you look,
with social
exactly.
media, if you've got thousands of followers, what's going to happen then? You're getting judged by thousands of followers.
Well, and this is it as well. Like, when you get those modelling contracts, if you're lucky enough, like, you have to look that certain way. Your fucking livelihood depends on it. You're getting paid to look like something that's unsustainable. But every time you put on a tiny bit of fat, you're going to lose your contract.
which is why people take the drugs.
Fuck, of course. I mean, you can't not. Everybody's on them. So it's like, how embarrassing would it be to do a show like that and not be? In terms of everyone's just fucking juiced to fuck. All these people that are on magazine covers saying they're not and they're natty are just lying. Like, okay, we're generalising. There might be 1 or 2 of you. There's
I was
always
natty
an
when I
exception.
competed, but I was a lot. I did well. I nailed it on condition for me. Like Pat used to
Get the
do
fat
my
off.
diet. I was absolutely nailed on condition. My
Yeah.
stomach and my waist looked like it was made from clay and smoothed in. It was brilliant.
Seen the pictures, man.
Yeah, but that was really flipping difficult, Matt. Let me just not
Yeah.
bound around that. But my chest wasn't full, my shoulders weren't capped as like the other guys, and that's because they were all on chems. And there's no way I'm doing that.
That's hard, man, standing next to them. And then it becomes about who's taking the most drugs, right? Because who can get biggest? Would you, obviously as our young member, Liam, new to the whole industry, would you compete? And what's your thoughts on competing as someone that hasn't?
I've been down at that lower body fat before from playing football, because if you put an ounce on, you might be this much slower. You're carrying a little bit more excess fat. So I've been down at that position where I'm carrying 10% sometimes when on the off season, and now I'm enjoying my food.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying training. I'm getting the strength up.
That's where I'm at as well. And it's better, I think. Much.
You become a miserable bastard to be around when you don't have food. Who the fuck wants to be around you?
Why? Why? Why do you want to do it? You don't need to. Correct.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's something for it, then do it. Go for it, because you're not gonna half-ass it. Well, I wouldn't. If I said I'm gonna do this, I'm not gonna lose.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna half-ass. I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna give 110%. That's the one thing with me.
And that's a challenge, and I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
I think the rest of the time it
if you're
comes
sensible
to
and you've got it in your head.
yeah.
what's your self-worth and what's your values.
It is,
and
yeah.
I think it's about redefining that. You guys will see it all the time. People come to you wanting to lose weight. You delve a little bit further. They don't fucking want to lose weight. They want to love themselves a bit more.
Yeah.
They want to be more attractive.
What you've just said there, Matt, I train, as you know, as everybody knows, a lot of girls, a lot of females, and I say that to them all the time because they will always find. I mean, I'm generalizing here, and I'm not trying to be sexist.
This is the new thing we've got to say all the time is we're generalizing. Let's just get fucking real. Generalizing is usually
Listen,
like
a lot of women who
the
I train,
reality.
a lot of women who I know, they need to love themselves more, and I will always tell them. I'm very honest with my clients, and they'll say, I'll say to them, "You're looking great today,"
Yeah.
and the first thing they'll say back to me is,
No.
"Oh no, I've got X, Y, Z wrong.
yeah.
Oh no, my stomach looks
They
like this.
can't
Oh no,
take
my."
the
Take
compliment.
the compliment.
Yeah.
Enjoy the compliment.
There's a difference between being big-headed. Now, I understand people don't, especially if they're that kind of person, they don't want to come across as arrogant because no one likes an arrogant person, Matt. But when you give a comment to someone, they need to actually take it in. And I try and teach my clients to be like, listen, you need to love yourself a little bit more because when you think like that all the time, you're going to, in the back of your mind, knock yourself down, and that'll forward onto other things that you do in your life, the way that you hold yourself. And I just say to my clients, listen, a lot of them, they'll weigh themselves and be like, well, I look my best when I weighed this. All right, that was 25 years ago. Look, that's not going to be the same again. The body's a very interesting and intricate machine, and it's changed a lot since
Don't
then.
even look at that.
If you see me on a Monday morning, for example, Joel, you'll see me, any woman walking about, a staff member, anyone, I don't even need to know them, I'll give them a little compliment. Have you seen that?
Do you know what, mate? I've not since you joined our gym. Liam's new to our gym, by the way. Our gyms are really close knit, and in the last sort of 4 years, it's gone through lots of changes. And it's at the best MP Fit Bristol. It's at the best.
Say it again. You got to say it at least 3 times.
That's a capital M for Mike, P for Papa, Fit Bristol. Yeah, we have got such a great, and you noticed this, you said to me,
I was
going to
say this,
team vibe around the staff, the PTs. Yeah. There used to be in the past, and gyms I've worked at as well, the staff and PTs were almost like divided. Now we're just a unit. We're such a good unit. And the great thing about you when you came along, Liam, I remember your first day, like it was yesterday. Lauren was showing you around. You came in, we said hello, I was in the studio, and you were like, this is great. Liam's come from a boot camp fitness gym background. So I saw his eyes light up because the studio is a great place in our gym. It's it's full of life. I designed it. I made it spacious so you can put things in, take it out. And I saw your eyes light up when you saw that room. And the energy you bring at that gym, mate, is unparalleled. I don't have to say it to you, fist up once. It's brilliant.
There was a status put out when Liam hadn't been there long with like a video, like your welcome video, and it says, if you haven't seen Liam yet, you will have definitely heard him.
Yep.
And that
before you can see me.
It could be true. It could be true.
The loud it is everywhere you go. Like, come on, hey!
But going back to what he said there, it's great because you do. People talk, friends, clients, have said to me, Liam said this, and lovely. And I think to myself, that is a good person to have around, and it's a good mentality to have. And you're only a young lad, and it's a good thing to do because not a lot of people do that. And picking it out on somebody, and I've done it myself. You see somebody in the gym, and this is another thing that's great about gyms, by the way. Not everybody's going there to get bigger shoulders, bigger biceps. Not everyone's going there to lose weight. People are going there because it's a sanctuary.
Social.
It's a sanctuary, and it's a social place. They find love there. They find place to be comfortable there.
Yeah.
And when they're there and they might be going through all sorts, you see them, they're sat on the bike, their heads in the clouds, they're running on the machine, they're pushing weights, they are dealing with their own demons while they're in that gym. And they could be thinking anything. You come by and you say, you're all right, Stephanie, you're looking good today. And then they just, that person will take that compliment. And that might brighten their day. That might change their day.
Is that something you're intentional about, Liam? Like, are you very aware? Because for a young lad,
I think
most lads are not. They're just fucking.
Why should you be negative? That's what I think.
You're a very positive guy, but does that take work? Do you have to think about that, or do you naturally just see the bright side?
Well, like,
because it's not like you've had an easy life and it's all just rosy.
No, well, I see it more as why if you're still breathing, why should you be negative? Basically, because we've like in my family, I might look like it's all smiles and everything, but I've always been like that. Do you know what I mean? So why should you always have to? Why should someone be like upset? Come there demotivated, for example, in the gym again, demotivated. You just come there, even on a wave. That's going to improve their day.
Makes a difference.
Yeah,
it's good that you're switched on to that, pal. By the way, and like Matt was saying, for your age, that's really good.
Yeah, because I think.
And I hate saying for your age because it sounds like we're trying to say, you. But it's true. Most people are just so kind of self-absorbed and just me, and how do I feel? I feel shit today, and everyone's going to know about it. That's kind of the attitude.
A lot of it is coming from like when I was saying when I was 10% fat, I had that out on me. I had the abs. I had this, but I want big. I want confident. Then no one ever said, "Oh, Liam, you're looking great." It'd be nice if someone did. So I think.
So you think that's important?
Yeah.
That's coming from personal experience. Then I feel that.
Yeah.
I hate that though. I hate putting your self-worth on how you look because then I think, well, what if you have an injury and you can't train? And I think this is a discussion that people like the gym should be there because it's healthy, because it's a good thing to do for your body and your mind, but it shouldn't define your happiness. You should be able to be happy without. And I think this is what you saying there. It's when you get the females in and they just can't take the compliment, it's like we've got to work from the inside.
Got to build them up, mate. That's our job as PTs. We're building it. And I said to people, and I think I said it in my welcome video. We talked about welcome videos earlier, but if my client leaves the gym feeling better than the way they came in, it's my job done. Whether or not they've hit a PB, whether or not they've ran further than they did last time, if they leave feeling better, that's going to have so much more of a positive impact on their life than if they lifted 10 kilo more weight on the deadlift, for example.
You play the part of a therapist, a friend, a fucking coach, and
you know what? I learned that very early on, and I can almost pinpoint a moment that I did that. I remember walking. I used to have a lady. She called Liz years and years ago back in my old gym, and she used to do. I had a PT package back then. Did 3 half an hours a week, I think. And one of her sessions was we go for a run/walk. And she was a lot older than me. She was a lovely woman. But she used to offload onto me all the time. And there's a point where one of the walks, it kicked in and I was giving this feedback. And I almost like had an out-of-body experience. I looked up and I'm like, I'm this skinny kid who's like 19. And I'm giving this lady who was 50 plus like advice on how to feel about life. And I'm thinking, I am nowhere near qualified to do this at this age I'm at. But this lady was listening to what I said. I mean, I must have been saying something positive and like you do and like you were saying, giving us some sort of pointers about life. But that's then I realized, okay, if you're going to be in this industry for the long haul, Joel, you're going to have to realize that you're almost a counselor, a therapist, a coach. You're
And
all
do you know
these
what
things
as
wrapped
well?
up into
Doesn't
one.
matter how old, this is what I'm learning the more that I get older, because we're getting on a bit, Joel, you and I now.
Yeah, it's been known.
No, but genuinely, everyone has the same problems. Like at some point or another, everyone suffers with, self-doubt, imposter syndrome, lacking confidence, lacking motivation. Doesn't matter how old you get, stress, life problems. And it's like everyone goes through the same shit. And it's like, you're qualified to help fucking anyone based on the fact you've been through life.
This is the way I think about it, though. How should people deal with it? If you've got good people around you, you're going to deal with the problems better. So I'd want to be that
100%.
one person. For example, if I see anyone on the gym floor, or not even on the gym floor, just walking and look a bit down, just like that. That'll brighten up the day.
Do you know what as well? Someone said this to me the other day. I was walking with the kids, with the boys, and like Grayson's like me and you, we are in the gym. He'll say hello to a stranger, and I think not a lot of some kids, not again generalizing, some kids these days, especially, they get used to being cooped up and they're not as open and as friendly. And I'm like, that's massive.
When you think like so many kids have spent like the last 2 years not really being social at all, and I think that's testament to you, like as a dad, making sure that they've got those people skills.
I think it's good how you brought your lads up.
Your kids are so.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
It is
I
though,
love
innit?
my boys.
Yeah, because
I do.
they're like a double of him, and if you can have another two of Joel, you'll have another two of Joel because one's not enough.
Listen, do you know? Craig would tell me about Craig and Joe. They're both very different from each other, but they're like my personality split into two people and a little bit more. You got like Grayson's very thoughtful, artistic, and sensitive, and Jackson's like a flipping. What's Jackson like, Liam? What's it like?
To be fair, it's like me on Red Bull.
Yeah. He's full. He's full.
Not quite
on.
WKD. That's another level.
He's full on. Yeah.
What's like as a dad? Because obviously I'm not one. Liam's not one. When you became a father, what would you say has been the biggest changes in how you live your life? Was there any? Like, do you conduct yourself differently? What's the main change?
Well, I mean, I've always been very hands-on as a dad.
Yeah.
Like from little things like just putting him to bed, changing nappy. I was well up for that. I don't know why. It just a maternal kick in. It happened. You kind of feel like you want to going back to training. Like when you're bringing up kids, like training a client, you want to make them the best that they can be for their own strengths as well. Yeah. You can't push on them. That's one thing I'm very aware of. Obviously with the gym and that you might have
Let
seen.
them do their thing.
I've got to do because if I was the pushy dad, they'll push me away and I can't be like, as much as I want them to be flipping world champion at world and be all these things, I've got to give it to them and let them take it on and they do, which is great. If I had a kid that was a bit like, quote unquote nerdy and stuck in a book all the time and wasn't outgoing and was really sort of introverted, I'd really struggle. But luckily I'm not. They're both really affectionate. They're both really outgoing. One of them's really defiant at the moment. The little one's got, I don't know if he's like some surge of testosterone from somewhere. Just turned 8 years old now, and I'm like thinking, God. But another thing about the boys, they are now talking about in the past. I did fighting, did competing. My goal now is to be able to to match them guys in the gym when they're 18.
Yeah. All right.
So when they're 18, I'll be 40s, and they are my motivation. They're little flipping superstars. They are, bless them, they are. But they test me at times, Matt. I'll tell you that.
To be fair, your youngest one does remind me a bit of myself. I
Does
used
it?
to be climbing up somewhere. I'd be up that tree.
Yeah.
I'd be hanging off that branch. I'd be
Wild.
running around everywhere. Yeah.
Wild, yeah.
And everyone would be like to my mum, "Is that your kid?" And she'd be proud. She'd be like, "Yeah, it is."
That's great. That
Because he's not sat on a phone.
exactly. Well, yeah, and it's so easy to do that. I mean, don't get me wrong. You've got to let them have these things as a dad. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, you can't be military to them because the chance of them rebelling is too high if you do that. But they do have the downtime. We do eat snacks. We do eat nice food as well as eating the healthy stuff. And I try and teach them stuff. But it's like I said to you before, being a dad for me, it's about teaching them and trying to guide them to do the nice things, but the best thing I always tell them is to be kind. And it's one thing about them too, which they are, the teachers tell them at school. Be kind with the kids, man, because it's awful when you've got kids that are nasty and bullies. Just be kind.
You're always going to get it. It's human behaviour, innit? And I think if you can just do your bit as a dad, that's all you can do. So, fitness industry, what do you think are some of the biggest problems generally at the moment with the fitness industry? We talked to there about the fucking Instagram.
I think a lot is image.
Yeah.
People want to look like something, what they're not going to be able to, genetics wise. Just
see, would you say genetics is a big part that people neglect?
Yeah, massively, because someone's not going to have the same muscle bellies as the next person over there. Someone might not have a 6-pack, they might only have a 4-pack, so on, so on. There's so many different. You'll know this. We've all
body image, yeah, massively, yeah. And I think with that as well, a massive impact for me is social media. Yeah.
Do you think that's just enhanced and made it so much worse? It's like
it's a positive as well as a negative.
Yeah,
it's how you take it.
Absolutely, used for good. Yeah, it's our best platform for all three of us, building brands, building businesses.
Well, you could used to spend your money on flyers and going flyer indoors. Now you put a story post on Instagram, there's hundreds of people see it.
Costs you nothing.
And it costs you nothing.
But yeah, I completely agree. I just think there's this whole fabricated fake persona that people put out there and say, spend a load of money, look like me. And the reality is some people never will.
That's what I was going to say. There's too much information.
Okay.
On
everywhere.
Don't forget, all conflicting.
20 years ago,
yeah.
there weren't these things.
Yeah.
I'm holding an iPhone in my hand, by the way. An Apple iPhone now in everybody's hand, right, means you've got access to Google, which is like having access to a library of encyclopedias at the touch of a button. Imagine growing
and also
up
a few
in that
Karens in there throwing a few facts, quote unquote, in there.
Bro
some bro sciences in there as well. I agree. It's confusing.
There's too much
this
information.
Person's saying this person's saying red meat's good. This is saying bad. This is saying vegan. This is saying don't. This is saying intermittent fasting. This is saying fucking eat breakfast. It's the most important
There's so
meal.
much about it. And you get your clients coming to you and saying, I've read XYZ and what you've been telling me is this, but I'm going to go with this because so-and-so says that. And then I go, okay.
So both of you then, we'll go Joel and then Liam.
Go on.
What's some of the main, in your opinion, bullshit myths, quote-unquote facts that people bring to you as like they believe this is the new thing that you're like, listen, like let's educate the people.
Oh, man. How much time you got?
I've got a quick one now.
Go
on. Slim fast. Calories are calories. If you're having 1,800 calories worth of Slim Fast, but then you're one day
fucking Slimming World day.
This is what I mean.
Fucking Slimming World.
Let's call them motherfuckers out.
I need
Slimming World. I'm coming for you.
I have people that are very close to it and friends of friends. And they'll do what they do, and then they go fully off the wagon, and then they go, I need to go back to Slimming World because when I was there and I got judged for standing on that little metal box on the floor that has numbers on it and tell me how many sins I'm allowed, made me feel better.
They can have a curry and then
bullshit,
and then have some sweets after because they've got some sins left.
And I just think
there's some food they can eat as much as they want.
Yep.
Right, okay. Well, what are they just made
potatoes.
up calories? They don't
exist. Listen.
Are potatoes 0 calories, Joe?
Oh, man. Everything's got calorie value. Exactly. There's no such thing as 0 calories.
But you can have as much as that you want.
So my point is, people, and this is where we are, I think, really important, because we are health professionals and we're supposed to teach people. We need to educate people what food does and what effects it has on your body, rather than these people thinking that they are bound to some made-up fucking concept. So they're allowed certain things. So
say that my name's, like, say, for example, I'm Sharon.
Hello, hi, Sharon.
Hello. Right, I'm Sharon. I've been doing Slimming World, right, and it fucking worked. When I did Slimming World, I lost weight.
I'm going to sound like James Smith. We're going to quote James Smith. You ready?
I finished Slimming World. I put weight on again. When I go back, it always works. Why are you telling me it doesn't work?
Because when you're in Slimming World and you followed all it says you were in a what?
Calorie deficit. Hey! Right, okay, so... But if I'm Sharon and I don't get what you're on about, break it down for me.
I'm also saying, I love James Smith. He's got his place in the world, but I'm sick of hearing him say calorie deficit. But we need to educate people.
Well, you go deep on that.
You as Sharon, how many steps to do a day?
I ain't got a fucking clue.
Come on. How many calories
do you do for a living? Where are you? Do you stand up? Do you sit down? What do you do?
I'm a dog walker.
So 15,000 steps?
I don't know. I don't count.
All right. Well, get counting and tell me how many calories you're burning daily.
I like to go
Then
to
we can
Starbucks
talk.
and have a muffin.
How many calories is that?
I don't know.
So
But what I want you to tell me, I'm Sharon.
Right.
I've done some work. I know it works because it fucking worked.
Sharon sounds like Karen if you ask me.
And then I
Karen.
finished. And then I finished and it stopped working. But you're telling me it won't work. So
I'm
explain
telling
it to me.
All right, okay. So I'm telling you what we need to do as fitness professionals is educate you on what's healthy food. Now, deep inside your brain box, you know what is healthy and what isn't healthy because you're not stupid. You're an educated woman. You walk all them dogs, Sharon. You're very, 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 very capable to understand that you cannot eat so much crap and get away with it. What you need to understand and what we need to do as health fitness professionals is teach people the values of food, healthy, wholesome food. Now, we've spoke about this. Macronutrients. People say, what's a macro? Do you want to say it or should I say it?
Karen, do you know what a macro
I've
is?
no idea.
Well, it's the nutrients broken down in, for example, carbs, your fats, your proteins.
There's lots of nutrients, but the macronutrients means main nutrients, and they are your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. And they are the main ones that you need to be focusing on when you're thinking about putting energy and good, healthy energy into your body through food.
Joel, this is a quick one.
Go on then.
Why don't many
Why have
people
you
talk...
become like this some really random kids TV
I know.
double act? I
know.
feel like I've become Sharon.
Why-
This has
why
got
don't-
well fucking weird. There's
Why don't
something
many
in this
people
alcohol.
talk about micronutrients? That's just a quick one from me, just asking.
Yeah.
you.
But again, this
Obviously,
is
I know what
this
it
is
is,
because
but
we
why
all
don't
know we know
people-
what it is. But
why don't
people
talk about that?
talk. I've done this, by the way, with clients. I've done this with my clients so many times, gone through it, and they'll say what they're reading on Instagram, Facebook, fucking Google, Twitter, whatever it is. They'll just splurge off what the latest person who's got a trend on is saying. There's one at the moment that was on. Someone was on GMTV the other day saying that they're going to get people to fast
Yeah,
on
do they still have
Oh,
GMTV?
I've seen that.
Sure,
fast on 500 calories a day, and
Yeah,
I
but
just
hang on,
think,
there's an important point. I don't think GMTV exists anymore.
was it YM?
It doesn't-
This
Jimmy,
morning.
does it-
Good morning. Good morning, Britain, innit?
Yeah.
I don't-
GMTV
I don't-
finished like 20 years ago, I'm sure.
Does it?
I
Listen,
could be wrong. But
Matt,
go on.
listen, I don't even have normal telly. I've got like apps. I watch
I know,
Netflix
yeah.
and Amazon. I don't even
Even
have
up- even
normal
Jeremy
telly.
Pornhub, I
Kyle's-
do Pornhub. I know
Aye.
that one. Wait. Right, so what was I saying? 500 calories, is that
There
right?
was, yeah, again, and we're going through the whole. Let's make a new diet, and this is really good now. And I know people. There's people that come to the gym that have been with every personal trainer. They've done everything. They've tried this diet, tried that diet, tried the other diet.
Nothing works for them.
Do you know why? What's the one constant there? Let's use Karen as an example.
Sharon.
Karen or
I'm
Sharon.
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 Don't
Sharon's
get my
the new
name
Karen.
wrong.
So Sharon's trained with you, Liam,
Yep.
for a bit, and she stopped. She trained with me, and she stopped. She trained with Cam, trained with Lester, trained with Joe, and she stopped. She tried carnivore diet. She tried fasting diet. She tried Slim World. She tried Herbalife. Fuck them. She tried
Juice Plus.
Juice Plus.
Paleo.
Fuck them as well. She tried Paleo, and it still didn't work. What is the
Atkins.
one answer? What is the one constant here?
Her.
Correct. She's refusing to learn. So that to
knows
me,
better.
that happens so many times in our industry.
Well,
Yeah.
Slimming World have brainwashed her to apparently just have as much carbs, keep the calories nice and high.
I think it's down to misinformation and too much information, really.
So break
Basically,
it down. What does she need to do?
move more and eat less. She's overweight.
Deficit.
Yeah. Simple.
Simple.
But on the same, let's delve into this. James Smith, you said you're sick of hearing him.
I'm sick of him, but
What's the
what he's
reason?
saying is true.
Because I like James Smith.
Oh, he's not a bad guy. Don't get me wrong.
But no, but
I don't really
think
listen
it's
to
an
him.
interesting point.
What
what's
he's saying,
your-
what he's saying is important, and I kind of feel like it needs to be badgered into people. But you can say, "Oh, I did this and it worked really well for me." All right, the reason it worked well and you actually lost figures on the scale is because you were in a calorie deficit. Now, calorie deficit, people might be thinking, "What does that mean?" It means you were eating more, eating less than what you were. So you're eating less, you're going to lose weight. It's fucking not difficult.
Eating less, moving
not
more,
difficult.
like
and
you
the
say.
fitness industry needs to sell to you, so they're going to put all these
Correct.
different
There's
names
this
on
diet,
it,
there's that diet,
labels. But
yes.
ultimately, what works is eating less than you move.
Don't forget as well, people think, well, I'm eating healthy today. I've had a smoothie. I've had this low-fat yogurt. I've had this. And you look at it, and if you actually sat down and read what was in it, sugars-wise,
Oh,
what are sugars? Glucose. What's glucose? Fast-acting carb. So if you're not going to use the energy, it's going to get stored as fat.
Going to get stored, yeah.
It does my head in, Matt. This happens all the time to people. You can keep it simple and
the
do very
elephant,
well.
The portion sizes are out of control.
You can keep it simple and do very well. But people try and make it difficult. They try this diet, try that diet. When really what they need to do is actually look at their life as a whole
Yeah.
and realize where they are going wrong and take ownership of that. Oh, it's dark and deep, isn't it? This,
It's the
this
ownership what they
conversation
can't
right
take
now.
though, because it's there.
I thought we'd come on, have a bit of a drink, have a laugh. I now feel, as Sharon, like I need to like go in a corner and have a real word with myself. I feel scared.
Sharon, when you go to the
These two childhood
But when you're
double
doing
acts-
that, give me 10 squats.
lunge
Fucking
upstairs.
Do some lunges.
People lie to you, Matt. They lie to you.
Sharon.
They lie to themselves.
So I'll tell you why.
They lie to themselves.
Who's the
want the
easiest
brass.
person to lie to? Yourself.
They want the brass though. The social media influencers who are lying. What are they doing it for?
Yeah, what do you think of them motherfuckers?
Oh,
Yeah.
money.
It's a business. Herbalife's a business. Flipping. What did you say? Juice Plus. What was the other shite when you said Slimming World, Weight Watch? They're all a business. At the end of the day, if you learn what's healthy for you, and you can actually say and not lie to yourself. And zombie eating, that's another one. People who zombie eat. You know what a zombie eater is, don't you?
Never heard of
Well, they
it.
sit in front of the TV.
Eating.
And before you know it, they've had like
Is this a
double the
diet?
calories.
Is this a diet?
They're
Zombie
just
eating.
eating whatever's in front of them.
All right.
And the focus on the TV.
Like no conscious awareness.
No.
It's just
And they're telling themselves it's all right.
emotional eating. I just
Yes.
feel, oh, that's nice. I'll have more.
Yeah.
I'll have more. I'll
Yeah.
have more. Before you know it.
And you convince yourself, oh, well, it's okay because I went to the gym today and did half an hour on bike.
That's what I don't get with
Right.
emotional eating. Why would you eat if you're feeling down? Would you not want to? This is something to do with, again, like mental strength. Why
Yeah.
would you not want to better yourself? You're already in a deep, dark place. Why would you make yourself worse? For example, putting weight on.
I'm going to play devil's advocate right now because I'm sad.
Because
I'm sad.
What's
Liam.
your name?
God, we're doing more.
What's
role
your name
play.
today?
Jesus Christ.
Jerome.
Jerome.
Right. listen.
Right.
Emotional eating is a thing. I've been there.
Have you?
Yeah, well, not for very long because I move too much. I can't sit still. Kind of.
You can't stay still.
I can't sit still. But yeah, man, when you're sad and you're on your own, for example, and your life
But why don't
runs
you
over
think?
your head, and you do. I'm playing devil's advocate on purpose. You do think to yourself, well, I'm gonna fucking have that chocolate bar. I don't give a shit. And I'm having a beer. I don't care.
But why don't you can have that and then go to the gym, improve yourself? That's what I don't get.
I think people get into a place where they don't give a fuck. Your self-esteem's low. Your general mood's low. And actually,
Yeah, well, that's
food
all
gives
because
you-
you're not trying to better yourself. You don't
Yeah.
even have to bet yourself for you. No one
No.
else. You. That's what I don't
Mental
get.
strength's massive. Like obviously, I just said to you there, I've had my own issues in the past, and I can't sit here and say that I've eaten healthy forever because sometimes I've gone.
No one does.
You know, last year was hard, man. But you know, like I said, I don't fucking sit still. I keep moving. If you've ever been
But that's part of
interested,
your natural personality.
that's my makeup, mate. Like you know, I then went to the bag the next day and I did 20 rounds. You know,
So if it
Because you felt
wasn't-
guilty because of that.
no, because I like to punch things.
He gets very angry.
But no, because
But if that wasn't you,
because I wouldn't sit still. My lockdown was bad for that. I walked. Fucking hell, I walked everywhere in lockdown. And I had my
used to see
headphones
you.
on. Yeah, we did.
But
Yeah. He was like
that's-
this with his phone.
You just said, yeah. Hey to all my followers, all three of you. But you just said it's in your makeup.
That's true.
What would happen if it wasn't?
This is where those people where it's not in their makeup, they need friends. And like Liam said, are you willing to better yourself? And that's why us as personal trainers, I've got a very important job to keep people motivated.
Do you know
and
what? You
show
said,
them
you
that.
said the answer I was thinking. It's about who are you around.
Yeah.
Do you know what,
Who are
Matt?
you, who's talking to you? What are the conversations you're hearing?
5 people that you spend the most time with, you are most like.
Yep.
So that is a true fact. That's why I think, I mean, we do some mad hours in that gym, but that's why I think having a good team at MP
100%.
Fit Bristol
Yeah.
is
That's the
And
second
so
time.
key.
You've got to get it in one more time and we're good.
So at MP Fit Bristol, having such a good team around us, like we have got all our own clients, right? So we're all doing our own thing, but like, well, we're going past each other, we'll be slapping each other high fives. Liam will be unloading Prowler and I'll help him unload it because I'm just there. Joe might be coming through with a coffee because she's goddess at the gym. She's always passing coffees to us when we need it.
Joe, I might need a coffee one day.
Hashtag just saying.
Hashtag just saying.
Nah,
you know,
they're off.
But everyone's got each other's backs in that gym, and I've been there flipping about nearly 8 years now, and I've been in that gym where, and Joe at the time, she was saying, look, it's dead on the gym floor. She's got her client. I'm in the studio doing a class. The vibe's dead. So it's so much better now. And because we're always in there so much, we are like each other because we are around each other so much. Obviously, you've got those influences at home. If you live at home, you've got your parents or you've got your wife, your spouse, whatever. And you're going to be like those people. And I think, like you said there, it's your makeup and it's who you're around.
All right, just a quick question for both of you two as well. I know, Matt, I'm taking the questions
Go
now.
on, motherfucker. You have the rich in success.
sit there.
Sharon. Let's do it.
Who's your main inspiration for you obviously being positive all the time.
I get inspired every day by different people. I can get inspired by you boys. I think for me, when I was younger, I'd have like, that's my hero and that's what I want to be like. And but now,
someone close to you. I
can be inspired by my client. My client will say something and I'll be like, fucking hell, you've inspired me today. I can be inspired by you. I can be inspired by just something I randomly see on Instagram. I've stopped idolizing people.
Is there something like in your life what's made you think I need to be more
There's
positive?
been many at different stages. And I think it's what you two boys were alluding to and speaking about is like, surround yourself with a good team.
Yep.
Like have people around you and be inspired every day, all day by people around you. I'm not saying every day is perfect.
Do you know what's good as well? Talk about our gym again. Especially
what's it called?
MP Fit.
You get 4 in, it's just gonna like you're gonna turning people away.
Especially with the class vibe. I mean, me and Liam have got such a good, which is brilliant, by the way. People that come to the classes, and again, we've got people that come to our classes who are all ages, shapes, sizes, creeds, colours, and they all banter and bounce off each other, and they've actually made friends from coming there.
Do you know what, Joel?
Go on.
How many years have you actually been? I know we're joking saying it's when Liam was 3, but how many years is that you've been doing this?
34 now. I was 18 when I started.
Be honest, you still absolutely fucking love it, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I do, yeah. And they do say...
Like, the listeners have noticed that, right? We can't shut him up. He's fucking... We've not spoke about anything
Usually I'm louder, but...
other than the gym. And he's fucking buzzing. And I think that's success. Like, we talk about what is success... Being able to earn money that A, makes a difference to other people's lives, but B, you genuinely are passionate about it years later and can't fucking stop talking about it.
Do you know what as well?
You're winning.
Yeah, I've met so many different people doing my job, and I've you know, inspired. It's ridiculous. The amount of people that have trained with me that are now personal trainers is ridiculous. And I love that because I think to myself, well, they think it's a good job to do, and they've obviously seen how I've helped them, and they want to help other people, and it's like pay it forward.
Yeah.
I love that.
What's next? Are you so fulfilled that there's no, you just keep doing this? Or is there a next goal for Joel? Eh? That could be a feature. Put some funny titles on and shit and do some music. Next goal for Joel. What is it?
Well, to get some ice in my glass would be
Motherfucker!
great.
And then after that... sorry, Joel. It's actually just water now.
It's hard, man. I think...
Three lots of ice.
Yeah, at least 3.
At least.
It's like 3 to 5, isn't it? So that'll do fine.
Do you get satisfied with what you do?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, if I didn't, I definitely wouldn't still be doing it. I mean,
not satisfied like that. Are you satisfied at where you are? Do you want to get better? That's what I mean. Do you want to get bigger?
Honestly,
not size.
No.
Anyway. But, do you know what I mean? Like, as a brand.
As a brand, and if we're going to go all businessy and Matt Hall official, then yeah, definitely. And we've been
why did you do that voice? I don't get it.
Sorry. Hey, Matt Hall official here.
Just so for the audio listeners, he's now pretending to do a selfie. Just so you know, not offended. Go on.
So
get on.
Making your brand better. I suppose it's aging up. I'm aging up a little bit, and I think to myself, the hours I'm putting in now, and it's not just me. I was talking to Cam about this. I was holding pads for Cameron today. Yeah.
Oh, he showed up to that, did he? That's good.
Yeah,
it's good to know.
It would never let me down, man.
Motherfucker.
So
only ask for
the amount of energy that I put into my working day. I do it because I love it, and I'm that kind of person. You remind me a lot of myself, Liam. That energy I bring to the gym, to the clients, and I think to myself, well, they're coming here to pay me money. I'm not going to be a miserable bastard, never. And like I said to you earlier, if they go out feeling better than they did when they came in, then it's my job to do that. But I cannot really I can't see
paying
myself.
you for the best of yourself.
Correct.
Best version.
Yeah. Wearing a mask, we'll come back to that. By the way, that's a point in a minute. So when I'm
a face mask.
Man's got stuff to say.
Like, costume
Your
mask.
mind goes everywhere. Go on.
Right, Joel, come on, keep that one
What were we on? I've even forgot what we were talking about.
No. Liam asked me a question because Liam took the mic, remember, and he said who your inspiration is. Okay, then from there we've talked about a few other things.
Totally forgotten that.
And now we're on
masks.
What's the next brand for Joe?
Oh yeah, I asked you that, and then where does the mask come from?
It'll come in later.
Okay,
just chill.
Will there be
Listen,
a warning?
I don't know what his mask is.
If you're listening right now, go pour yourself another drink. We're here for a while.
Another 3 hours.
No. So what I'm trying to say here is, I can't see genuinely myself doing the hours and the energy put into my session to the level that I'm doing it now in 10 years' time. I've got to be smart. And so, Matt, you were great with your answer. You said you get inspiration daily from your clients, from stuff you see on Instagram, from us guys at the gym. I resonate with that, and I would agree. But you could be interested in the answer I would give would be like, for example, Bruce Lee, Rocky IV, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So you
when
go
I was a
back
kid,
to that initial kind of,
Yeah.
what was the catalyst for wanting
like,
to...
I was full of beans as a kid, still am now. My boys are just like me, and I think to myself, yes, I watched Rocky and that's it. I was shadowboxing all night, I didn't sleep. I wanted to be a boxer. I wanted to be a fighter. Bruce Lee, exactly the same. So they're inspirations.
Joel,
aren't
sorry,
they?
talking about Ninja Mutant Turtles.
Yeah.
You'll laugh at this one. This is me as a kid.
Go on.
Have you ever seen The Incredibles?
Yeah, of course I have.
So you're that kid who can run on water.
Dash.
I've always been the fast kid in school. I used to see a puddle and try run on top of it.
Yeah.
That's it.
How many times you get wet?
Quite a few, yeah. Literally.
We're literally talking like 6 months ago, aren't we? He still does it. He definitely still does it.
Oh.
Go on, Joel, back to
So when they still ain't got the mask.
So no. So what you said to me?
Business, next goal.
Yeah.
Did you answer that?
So my next goal, obviously, moving forward, I'm aging up.
Yeah.
So I can't see myself doing the hours and the energy when I'm 10 years from now, because I think it's going to take a lot of my body. And then I think to myself, I've been doing that for probably at this level and this business that I have for the last 5 years. And I think, wow, where's that gone?
Yeah.
Really, where's that gone? So then
flies by.
I've looked at doing podcasts myself. I've looked at doing online stuff. I've got an app called Clean Cut Fitness.
You need to say that 3 times.
So it's
Three
my
times.
website. You can't currently find it on the App Store, but it's on my site and it works as
It'll be coming soon.
It works as an app. Yeah, Clean Cut Fitness.
That's
Clean Cut
2.
Fitness.
Yeah, done it.
.co.uk. Yeah, it's the first. It's actually, do you know what? Talking about Google's and stuff, it's the first hit on Google. You put Clean Cut Fitness in, and it's the first hit on my website.
Nice.
Yeah, and I put a lot of effort into that. So all my workouts are on there. When you download it and you subscribe to it, you get workouts that come up in your calendar, 3 a week, going off whatever options you put. So Matt, you'd put in beginner, novice,
Sharon.
yeah, want to bulk up, want to tone,
Have done
whatever it is.
Slim Fast a few times and it worked. Right, okay.
And once you've done that, you get the workouts and they'll wake, they'll come through whatever time you set your alarm to come through on those days. So if you said, I want to bulk up, I'm a complete beginner, and I want to train Monday, Wednesday, Friday, on Monday, your phone will light up and say, it's leg day, bro. And
Does it say
Bro?
bro? Does it
might do.
actually say bro? If it doesn't say bro, I want a refund. That shit.
you'll have to sign up and find out, mate.
Yes, bro.
But once you're on that, so you've got, and that's a 6-week program then straight in. So it's a monthly price, but it's a 6-week program that you get.
A
And
monthly price stretched to 6 weeks, or is it a
Well,
second rolling on?
every second round.
Liam's signing up. Look, he's like, he's ready.
I like it. But the best thing about that is I keep adding to this. So also once you're on there, you've got your workouts, the videos of all the exercises. So if I said to you, it's a glute kickback, you might not know what that is, but there's a video that says that and tells you how many reps you're doing. I've also got boxing workouts on there with timers built in, so you don't have to mess about coming off your phone, going
What
to a
about
timer.
Tabatas?
And Tabata timers on there too,
Lovely.
which is really good. But the workout, I've got an extra workout section, which is buzzing because I might say, you've seen me, I'll put you through it actually. Right, Matt, we're doing death by shoulders today.
Yeah, that was a great work.
It's one of my favorites. I've been doing it for a while, and you can find that and you can click on that and go, right, so I've not got my wake up call today on the message thing because it's not Wednesday yet and I'm not due my next workout yet, but I'm going to do my fancy training shoulders. You click on the app, you click on extra workouts, shoulders, this one looks good, and you can go from there. So going back to what you said, that's one of my main aims, is to push that, because that's something that I can get money from, that I can carry on building. It's like I'm a little baby, I can work on that. I'd love to train a film star. I've said that from day dot. Thor.
That's one of my goals.
I'd love to train Chris Hemsworth. Thor. I would
If you're
love to train
listening,
him.
he's definitely listening. He's a fan.
That's something
I like the gang.
I've looked up to. Training celebrities. How cool would that be?
Oh, it'd be brilliant. The whole experience would be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah, being around that movie set, being around.
He
people
trains
like
with
that.
he trains with the guy, his stuntman. That's why I was talking about him. Have you seen him? He's called Bobby Dazzler. His stuntman, that's his
He's
nickname.
called Bobby Dazzler.
He's great. So obviously he doesn't do all these stunts. He's got a stuntman, but he's really fucking strong. And there's him, and there's a guy called Zocco Body Pro, and that was his friend from school, just a little Aussie PT. And they've got such banter. I've seen them train together. I think he'd be a great guy to train for a film. So that's a goal. But again, with that, for me to do that, this is what I said to you about, before, Matt, when we talked about improving yourself, and you'll get to this point as well. You gotta step back a little bit to step forward. So if I said, and I actually got offered this, there was a friend of mine's got a film star who's coming to the country and said he wants a trainer, put me forward for it. The issue with it is, I'd have to back off my classes, and the vibe, all those people. If I said to them, look, I'm not going to be here for 6 weeks, what happens to them? And I care about them clients, I care about the classes, and I think, what am I going to do for 6 weeks? Where are they going to go? Who's going to look after them? And that's the issue, Matt.
That's the hard bit.
And that's where you can tell he's not just doing it just for the money.
No.
That's where you have to find, what do I want? Do I want that vibe, or do I want that extra £100? And Joe's just answered his own question there.
Yeah, it's hard though, because I guess in a way, if you want to move forward, you got to move backwards first sometimes. But it's on my brain. I do think about those guys, and that's why I love my job so much, because I've got value in these people who come and see me.
Do you know, before I started at MP Fit,
Yeah.
you see what I love doing? Just travelling about, training different people at their house, seeing what their environment's about, and like coming back to it.
Yeah.
How do people walk about? Some person with a chest up nice and high, you look at them and you think, businessman, he's going to have a nice house, he's going to have this. Some people, when you actually go around to their houses to train them,
Yeah.
sometimes they just do that for the exterior, just to show that. And that's what I like.
So you
going
see the
out.
what you're saying is you see the realness of the person.
You see the real
inside.
person.
Yeah.
When you're going to their house, seeing their environment, they might have 5 kids all scream at him,
Yeah.
but he's still pushing through. He's coming to do that. Well, he's waiting for me to come and push him in that workout, even though his kids are all screaming at him, Dad, I want this, I want that, I want to go on Xbox. But he's still saying, no, give me this hour, this is my hour. And then he can go back to that exterior. You get me?
Yeah.
He opens up.
Yeah. And so when you did that, Liam, when you were going to those houses, you got to see like the rawness of those individuals that might be on the outside, like they might go into a meeting and they might have to address so many important people, but for you, they're just a man in his house with his kids screaming.
Yeah,
at him.
definitely, yeah.
When does the mask come in, Joel? I'm fucking lost.
Well, actually, Liam kind of led into that with what he was just saying. So the exterior of a person, I've gone through a lot. I don't want to really go into all of it right now, but I had an issue with an ex and the kids, and I ended up having to go to court to keep them in this country. We're actually at super duper now, me and the kids one. But at the time, the person that I was with didn't have a lot to do with the kids, if anything, at all. And the mother of my boys, she wanted to live with some of her family in Australia. So we obviously massively butted heads. So July 2018 it was, I went to see, I got a letter through the door and all this information about this better life that the kids are going to have, this house they're going to live in, this with a swimming pool outside, the school they're going to go to, the family that'll be around them in Australia. And I didn't make a lot of money. There's a lot of outgoings. And I was against her and her current husband with all their issues and all their backing financially that they had. And I was looking at this and I was almost broken. I didn't know what to do. So I went to see a solicitor who said to me, well, I've seen this case go both ways. And that cost me £500 for that answer.
Yeah, cheers for that, solicitor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I spoke to somebody else.
Well, anything could happen. I'll send you my invoice.
Yeah, that's exactly how it went, mate.
Yeah.
Have you looked at mediation? Yeah. Well, it went one way. She wants to go. I don't want him to go. End of. So I ended up, I spoke to somebody else and they said, have you thought about representing yourself? So I did. I went to court on my own and I fought a barrister, a solicitor. And while all this was going on, all these people I was talking to come to my classes, the same lot of people used to come then as well. I was getting up in the morning. I was worried to death because this day was like D-Day. I'm thinking once this hearing has gone through, that's it. They're going. If I lose, they're going. I won't see them.
Yeah.
It's not like, you can
Joel,
see them on a weekend. It's fucking Australia. It's the other side of the
I
world.
can see where this mask is coming in already.
You see exactly. So what happened is I went to the gym. I turned into Rip Joel for the day.
Yeah. You put on your cape. You put on your mask.
Exactly.
It's nice, so it does mask it, like you say. It goes, but not completely. But I know where that's coming from.
We do that a lot in our job. We become
When you're in trouble, when you're at your lowest, you don't want to put that pressure on one of your clients. You need to smile, put that brave face on, and help them with their problems before your problems.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. I'm training Sharon, and that's Sharon's problems are my problems that day. I don't deal with my problems. But
So you don't know about your
and
problems.
people think to yourself, this is where a quandary comes in. Oh, what word? A quandary comes in because
good
you've
one,
got this whole exercise is brilliant. Exercise, you can conquer mental health with exercise. Yeah, you can. You can also push that motherfucker down. And I did that for years. My marriage at the time was shocking. I pushed it down. My issues I had, they went down.
So the exercising, training people was stopping you dealing
my,
with the problems.
My training, myself, me training Sharon, whoever, do you know what I mean? Pushing them to their limits. I was then going home and not dealing in my head, not dealing with any issues I had because I was focused on that. And don't forget, I'm start at 6. So I go to bed, I haven't seen go to bed, wake up, bang, go. I'm in Rip Joe mode. I'm not Joe Gartland. I'm not dealing with my own issues at all. And I really struggle with that. So people didn't have a fucking clue that I was going through what I was going through. All those times. They had no idea.
No one does, because you don't want to ruin their day.
No, exactly.
That's what you think. You think you're going to ruin their day.
That's an element of professionalism, also an element of hiding, really, I guess, which is probably, well, I wouldn't advise it because I didn't deal with them for a long time. Still dealing with my issues now.
I think
not the kids' issue, that's solved, but you know.
But I think that's why it is crucial that you have people for you as a coach, as a mentor, as anybody that's job is about giving to others. There's a saying that I always say, you cannot give what you haven't got. And it's so important. You got to be selfish before you can be selfless. Otherwise, it's a ticking time bomb.
Yes.
If you're not giving to you first, if you're not having the people in your corner to speak to nurture you, to get your shit off your chest. That's like we went for a coffee and had a chat, and you said the next day, you were like, thank you. I actually appreciated just someone listening and getting shit off my chest. It's absolutely fucking crucial.
That's where
in your industry.
That's where I'm quite bad for it, because I don't talk to anyone. I can...
About your own stuff, you mean?
Yeah.
Do you know?
No, I don't. It's just my mum, and that's it. That's the only person...
But you do have someone though, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right then.
Don't worry.
No, that's good. I've got you. I've got your back, by the way. But you know.
No, but that's what I mean. No, like you can look like this person, but as soon as you walk back out of that gym into your car, you're just back into it. And
yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean,
people
though.
can judge, can't they? And again, using social just because it's there and everyone's got it. Social media is a great example. You can see, oh wow, this person's looking like this person's doing that.
Bullshit.
You got fucking Scooby Doo. What's going on between their ears?
You haven't got a clue.
No.
But this is why it's so important, not just to sort of say that cliche kind of phrase, but it's like you've got to speak out. You've got to talk to people. And I think sometimes the ones that seem to have it all together, it's that phrase, who's motivating the motivator? Who's Who's there for the person that's there for everybody else?
Who's giving the therapist therapy?
100%.
You know what I mean? And that's massive.
I learned
and it's
that
an ego thing, right? As well. It's not just a professional. It's not just I'm looking out for you. It's how can I tell these people that I'm the savior for them, and for that hour I give to them, how can I tell them I'm struggling? Yeah.
And also, as well, this is massively coming from experience. As soon as you open that can of worms, it's open. Then floodgates are open. They ain't shutting. That's why you don't talk about it, Matt.
But it has to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, I mean, let's go cliches. What's the other one? You know,
we've done a lot there. That's my fault. Sorry.
No, it's true. And I've
cliches for a reason. Right?
I went through some stuff 12, 18 months ago, and it's like, you know, I had a friend, and fucking hell, this too shall pass. He kept saying this to me. You know, what you're going through now,
everything passes.
It will pass. It will pass, and you've got to keep thinking that. And putting one foot in front of the other is massive, and that's how people can overcome depression and find things to help them move forward. As long as they are moving forward, doesn't matter how fast, doesn't matter in what direction, as long as they're going
doing
forward,
something,
they will get through it. And as trainers and as therapists as we are, you I don't know if you get this yet, Liam, but you'll get clients that become really close to you, which is great.
Oh, yeah, I've already built some relationships like that where they want to talk to you about everything, what's happening at home, what's happening with this, what problems, Go on then, Joel.
Well, yeah, but they'll offload onto you. And I did, again, when you sign up to be a PT, I did it before it got popular, but I love the job straight away, as you know, we said why, but they'll offload onto you, and you don't, and it happened to me loads, but a couple of people recently can offload, and you don't actually realise it, but you take it on board, you know.
do.
Spiritually, you take it on board.
Some of it's subconscious, you don't realise, and it'll just come out.
And I can find myself, like, I get home one day and I'm like, why do I feel so down? What's happened today?
You're in a profession of care. So it's like, as personalities, naturally, you want to make people feel better.
People don't realise this. When they see your stories, or when they see you walking around gym, bouncing around gym, they don't see it. And also they might be watching this podcast now or listening to it and think, whatever, mate. But you know what? You do take people's problems in, and you do have to compress and deal with them, because at the same time as you, especially me, I'm an empath massively. I care about these people, massively. So
But-
when they're
but
telling me their
Anyone who
issues,
comes to me,
they're just going over my head. They're going
they're gonna
inside
get
me.
all- Yeah, it is.
What do you have in place now, learning through that, to make sure you have time for you and you have your self-care in place?
This is the hard part now to talk about where we have our space.
Yeah, it's implemented that. I've looked at things to do. I've looked at going for a walk helps clearing your head. People go for a run. My mate goes for a run all the
Mine's
time.
biking in
You're
woods,
biking.
yeah.
Because this is what I'm always talking about. If you're going to be in a profession of giving to others, you've got to have a routine where you make sure you're in the best place mentally first, because otherwise you're going to take it all on.
Routine's big, and I'm on my own for the first time in a long time now, and routines is a big thing in helping get through that. But also, I looked at meditating for a while and doing yoga, and that helped. It's just making you do it though.
Why did you stop?
I don't think I stopped. I just haven't done it for a while. Last time I did
That's
it,
the same as stopping.
slowed it
Well
down.
done, but you're not getting away with that.
I did it last outside in the gym. It was sunny. Took the mats outside on my own, and I did some yoga poses and did some deep breathing, and I thought that felt really good afterwards. But sometimes you don't do that. You just end up slipping and you forget to do it, which is stopping doing it, isn't it?
The weird thing is though, I feel good after making other people feel good. So me doing my job
It actually
makes
gives
me
you that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it makes me feel better.
But that's going back to the mask, isn't it? You do that with your mask on, but you don't actually deal with your own issues. Make you feel good, but then you go home, you sit down.
Momentary.
When you go home and you sit down and it's quiet and all the smoke's gone and all the dust is cleared and there's just you left
And your thoughts.
with your demons. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And them motherfuckers.
They'll
That's
come-
why you can
they'll
take
come,
it.
mate.
That's why you can take it home as well, and it ruins your house life as well.
Yeah.
Massively.
Now, before we finish, three lads having a couple of drinks, we have to discuss women. Like, this is what all lads do when they're having drinks, right? Joel looks so uncomfortable.
Don't be getting me in
now.
trouble,
He's
Matt.
like, don't even-
I'm not joking.
because Liam, in a happy relationship.
Our Chloe. We all know our Chloe.
our
It's
Chloe.
our Chloe.
I love our Chloe.
Because you're young and in a happy. How long have you been together?
2 years. But the weird thing is, you'd say, "Oh, it's young love."
It
it's this-
feels
no,
like
no.
20. That's what you're gonna say, innit?
Yorkshire accent. It feels like 20. Honestly, I've never been someone who's never wanted a relationship. I never did. I just used to go about, have a good time with my mates. Just literally, I'm that jolly person who just has a laugh with everyone.
Yeah.
And it was really weird. I never knew Chloe. Chloe didn't know me. Something popped up. She don't know where she even found me on Instagram. She followed me. And then one line of we always still have a laugh about this 2 years later. Shall I tell you what I popped up saying?
Go on.
Oh, this is
Go on.
great. I can't wait.
Who's this sort then? I don't know.
Hang on, just be quiet. Let
off.
him say that again in his
Go on.
in his Calpol voice.
Who's this sort then? so she puts back. Was thinking the same thing. So like, she's on my level, yeah. So I put straight away, no questions.
Joel, do you feel old now? That I cannot imagine that being the opening line and her saying, "I feel the same."
and I,
Love it.
and then I
Jesus,
put,
what's
love
happened?
can I have the snap love?
No. That's Snapchat,
Yeah,
Joel.
like your second line.
Snapchat, yeah.
That's where the younguns go to do nudes, basically.
Jesus.
That's where you know you're in.
you know what, though?
Did she say yes?
Obviously.
Did
You
she
got the snap.
she complied?
Yeah. She,
And then
she went along.
did you reciprocate?
Yeah.
Oh!
I don't know, what does that mean? I just said yeah, but what does that mean? Reciprocate.
Did you do the same?
Did I add her back?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Okay.
So then there were nudes on Snapchat, right? And then what? Then what happened? When
No,
did you actually meet? It were
no,
different
When did you see her in
nowadays.
person?
So-
It were
so-
different.
We're different.
So she's a very
We had MySpace.
she's a very
No, we had MSN
MySpace.
Messenger. Did you have that?
MySpace.
mate,
What's
MSN
I
Messenger. We
never,
had
do you know,
webcam.
genuinely.
What's
fucking
MySpace?
Messenger. BRB. Do you know what that means?
Come on.
Be right back.
Way!
Oh, it took him a
We got
while.
there, we got
So
there.
my mate had
Did you have
MSN.
Blackberry?
Blackberry?
to think
Did you have
about it.
Blackberries and stuff when you were
Yeah,
kids?
I had a BlackBerry.
I didn't have one, but I never did that shit. My mate had MSN, and I used to sit.
You never
and
did
watch him chat
webcam?
to her. No, I didn't. No, I was married.
He
wasn't I?
definitely did. He's
I was probably married at that point, Matt.
Matt, do you know what Omegle is?
Yeah.
I
But
just
I've
wondered.
never been on it.
Oh, you won't know what it is, Omegle.
Sounds like an old computer system. Amiga.
No, so it's basically a webcam. You got it on your
It's
little
so
laptop,
old.
and there's just people without t-shirts on, just trying to find that one girl out of the 100.
Yeah.
Just keep skipping,
Yeah,
just keep
just keep
skipping.
going.
The good sorts.
You get celebrities
sorts.
on there as well, don't you? Just randomly.
Oh yeah,
popping
just
up
out
for
of blue.
laugh.
Yeah.
But anyway, we digress. What were we on?
Wow.
Oh, so you're
This
saying,
is-
so
this
that's
is
how you
new.
met.
Yeah. So the main thing is,
But you've never heard of MySpace?
no.
And you don't know about MSN Messenger?
Who was that guy on MySpace
Oh,
you're
no.
always friends with? What we called him? Remember him?
Yeah, the guy who started
Like
it.
Ben or somebody.
He had like a white t-shirt.
Ben.
It
Ben
couldn't
from
have
down
been
the
Ben.
street.
It must be Ben.
It was like that. Would before.
Tom,
That's it.
thank you, Jimmy. It was Tom. Jimmy knows
Jimmy
MySpace.
knows. Jimmy
Go on,
knows
Jimmy.
MySpace. Honestly,
Go on.
MySpace was like
It sounds like an
Facebook.
email.
It like Facebook before Facebook existed. Facebook swallowed MySpace up.
Proper.
Basically, yeah.
It was
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. I remember Facebook coming along and thinking, what's this shit? It's just a cheap copy of
I remember
MySpace.
when I was 12.
I did as well.
When I was 12, and my mum says, "You're not allowed Facebook. There's loads of weirdos. There's loads of these weird people. Don't get it." I went straight on it. Made my own little. Oh, I still have this email to this day.
What is it?
Don't
Go on, tell
email
us
it.
what
Go on, what is it? What is it?
Don't email it. I have another, but it's Liam Armitage at bikerider.com.
Bike rider.
Mine was like Matty Hall #1 at hotmail.com.
Matty Hall number 1 official. at
Official. They were
hotmail.com.
still official, of course. Yeah.
So yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
so you and Chloe, our Chloe,
Our Chloe. We love our Chloe.
young love. The reason I'm asking, right, we're all in different stages, right? Joel, happily single.
I'm doing all right.
He's not looking for love.
Mate,
He's working on
I've
himself.
had 3 strikes. I'm out, mate. I'm just.
He's had 3 experiences and he's good. Liam, happy. Me, kind of
Well,
fucking.
getting a house
I'm
soon.
fucking about right now. You're getting a house. So
What did you? I loved how you described it earlier. What did you talk about? You said you used a phrase earlier that I really enjoyed. Talk about
I
life.
really enjoy.
Life and life being a balance. And you're saying at the moment you're in a
In between a phase. Did I say that?
no,
I
but
think I must have said that to someone
I
else.
think a lot of people who.
But let me just get this bit in.
Alright.
Reason I'm asking is I believe there's a tendency wherever you're at when it comes to relationships, there's always a grass is greener scenario going on. I.e., when you're
I tell
single,
them to shave the grass.
you want to be in a relationship. When you do what?
They have to shave the grass. It has to be clean.
I think we've gone to another
Oh.
end. We're back on the Pornhub channel.
now we know why there's an age difference in the room.
He went there. No, the grass is always greener. Have you heard that phrase before?
Yeah.
Do you know what it means? It's not about shaving your vagina. Just to be clear.
Just funny, right? Earlier, he said to me, right?
Why have you
He
held
said
this mic down?
because I'm going to say this earlier on. He said to me, I said, "I'll help you do your class because before tonight,
Yeah.
I finished my kids' class and he has a circuit class afterwards, right?"
That's what I know. That's just nice.
Yeah.
I liked how we did that. Go on.
Yeah. I said, "I'll help you out before we go to Matt's podcasting, right?" And he says, "Okay." My diary, your circuit cards are on my diary, so I get his diary out and I found his plan for the circuit, so I'm going to set it up for him, right? At the top of that diary, mate, there was the word vajazzle.
There was what?
The word vajazzle. What the fuck?
Liam.
Can you
You need to expand.
No, so I left my diary at work all weekend, and I came
He's
back
going to pass the blame.
I came back to on Saturday. Apparently, they're off to Turkey with Max. Do you know Max from the gym?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, to go get a hair transplant with him. And then the next day I were off. Then sorry, Max. And then the next day I were off for a boob job. And then Thursday.
Oh, were
I
these
was getting for jazzle.
were these what-
This is vajazzled in.
Oh, they'd written those on your diary on each page.
Oh, I haven't written them.
So today was
I mean, I
vajazzle
think that's a
day.
good save, but I'm not convinced. I think you're just passing the blame right there. Joe just had a little check. So grass is always greener. Just let's confirm. It's not about vaginas being shaved, right? Sorry for the listeners.
It's like when rainbows and
It's
that are
gone.
over, where the grass is green and
gone
stuff.
crazy.
Yeah, it's about like when you're in one scenario, you always think a different scenario is better than your current. So when you're single, you always think I want to be in a relationship. When you're in a relationship, you always think, oh, I wish I could go out with the boys and be single again.
Yeah.
So I'm having a bit of the grass is always greener. I'm kind of now getting to that point where I'm like, I think I'm ready to settle down right now, but I haven't met anybody.
Why do you have to think I want to settle down? Just wait until that right person, or
You're fucking right, man.
Oh, Liam.
You're right. However,
the young
there's
one,
an
give it-
idealistic view of how you would conduct yourself, and then there's a realistic view. Sometimes, Joel will know this, being in your apartment on your motherfucking own with your own demons, as he said, gets a little bit lonely.
On your laptop.
And sleep on your laptop with Pornhub and with your vajazzle. and which I've had done. And
Looks good.
well, I forgot what I was going to say now. I'm in vajazzles and shit.
Where you want to be in a
Sleeping
relationship.
around, shagging around, it's meaningless for me. I don't get fun from that. So I just want to.
I'm too fucking sensitive, man. I can't even do that. Seriously.
Sensitive.
Oh, massively, yeah.
Feelings. Well, no, that's you being a nice person. Again, you don't want to come into for example, a room and think that woman don't like me because, for example, I've done this or I've done that. You don't want that. You want to be that nice person to everyone. You don't want to like.
You've lost me, Liam.
No, so you said you want to go shagging round.
Explain the sense of right,
so you want to go shagging round. Joel said he's too sensitive.
I don't.
So you don't.
It's not fulfilling.
But Joel said,
that's it. That's why I walk, because I'm too.
Nice.
I've got what's the word? I'm too. Oh, I guess from past experience, I'm too like scared of getting hurt and shit, mate. So
or
I just
hurting.
keep myself to myself for now until someone comes on.
So is it a sense?
Is Mrs.
of,
right out there for Joel? I reckon so.
Well, I've said earlier, I had 3 strikes. I've been married twice and had a kid with the boy's mum. So, well, 2 boys. Do you know what I mean? So I've had 3 massive relationships. So I'm kind of like in a stage now where I'm like, I'm just good. I don't need a woman to come and mess it up.
Yeah.
That's what you do, bitches.
That sounds really cool. Some women, I've got some good women in my life. Let's not say that I don't. I've got some really good friends. I've got good family. But
relationships are complex.
Weirdly, for me being
in
so
a nutshell,
young,
yeah.
Weirdly for like I says, me being so young, which I am, I've always thought I've always compared to my mum, just because she's amazing.
Yeah,
Is?
she sets the
No,
standard.
it
I
is.
love you, Liam.
And like I said to Chloe, I says you remind me a lot of my mum.
Chloe.
Yeah, Chloe.
Chloe, come
Yeah.
on, get it right.
Like I said though, she does reminds me a lot of my mum, massively.
Mate, respect.
So yeah.
Boom! I reckon we should finish there. Is everyone happy?
Yeah, that's a great way to end it, Liam.
Guys, I just want to say, oh god,
Liam's
he's down
finished
in
off
the
his
second
second WKD. He's gone.
Second WKD done. Different episode this week. I want to say thank you everybody for joining us. Make sure if you don't already subscribe to the Rich in Success podcast, make sure you rate, review, tell us that we're amazing, or just fucking block us. We don't care. We don't want to hear your negativity at this place. But I want to say thank you for your ears. As always, no, cheers for your ears. That's the saying. It rhymes. It's better. Really appreciate you being here. I hope you've enjoyed having Joel and Liam on the podcast.
Thank
Joel,
you.
Liam, if they want to find you on social media, if they don't already, how do they find you, boys?
Well, I am at Ripped Joel on Instagram. I know that's the only platform I use. I do have a Twitter, but I don't really use it. But at Ripped Joel is me.
Well,
What about your MSN? Have you still got your MSN?
No, MSN.
it.
MySpace? You got your MySpace?
No, it's
With
gone.
Tom. Go on, Liam.
For me, my Instagram is Liam Armitage 09, or for my work one, anything work related, it's LAA Fitness Bootcamp.
Just before we finish, the question that I always ask my guests, albeit not after like 2 gins and shit like that, but we'll go with it anyway.
Is there any
2
more?
double gins, mate.
Yeah, you've got another 2 there. You're good,
nice.
mate.
We're off for food now, aren't we?
Yeah, we need to.
well
We need to sober up.
I'm hungry.
Sober up.
Joel first, Liam second.
Go on then.
What is your definition of success?
Ooh, I guess doing something that you love and still being able to pay the bills.
Liam?
That, as well as being happy. Massively. Happiness.
Boom. Liam, Joel.
Thank
Peace
you.
out.
Peace, bitches!
Thanks, Matt.